Okay, so if you want to do something a little more lively, one thing you can do is just grab a pre-made loop. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to grab a pre-made loop that somebody else has made, and then we're going to chop it up and kind of make it our own. So if you're looking for loops on your computer, here's a quick little pro tip. Um, Go to samples. If we were looking for an audio loop, you could do this on clips as well. And then instead of searching for drum loop, because that's going to find you a lot of stuff that might just be drum one hits or something like that. What I like to do is search for BPM, because most professionally produced drum loops are going to be called some abstract name of the loop and then underscore 87 BPM, right? They're going to put the BPM in the name of the file. So if you just search for BPM, you find a lot of drum loops. Right, that's cool. So let's find one that we're feeling. That's cool. I'm in kind of an 80s mood. Okay, so I like this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it into my session and I'm going to drag it down here. I can see that it's an audio loop because it's called wave, right? That means it's an audio file. So I'm going to drag it down here so that I get a new clip. Okay, I'm going to push it right up so that it's on the 1. It starts on the 1, which is really important. Start your clips on a downbeat. Okay, and now we see that it is 2 bars long because it's going all the way to bar 2. Or it's going to bar 3, so it's completing 2 complete bars. Now it appears to be exactly 2 bars, which means Live has warped it, and I can double click on it and see that Live has warping is on automatically, and it says that it's 90 BPM, but my session is 81, so it's warped it to fill exactly 2 beats. Now one thing that I see is that it has automatically warped it in repitch mode. Why would it do that? Let's hear it. So if you remember, repitch mode is the one that kind of treats it like a record. So if it's playing it a little slower, the pitch is going to go down. I've never seen Live automatically choose repitch. Let's go to beats. So I'm not sure why it did that. Perhaps it did it because I've already warped this at some point. I used this loop and I set it to repitch and it's finding that analysis file. I don't think so, though. So that's curious. At any rate, you can put it in repitch mode if you want, but normally it comes up as beats mode if it's a drum loop. Live will try to guess what the best mode is. Okay, so let's mute these other this other world's most basic drum beat and just listen to my 80s beat here. Okay, now you'll notice I'm only listening to the first bar. I'm only looping the first bar, and that's just fine. Okay, so we've drug in a loop. We've got it synced to our tempo, meaning that it's warped and it's warped correctly. I can tell that it's warped correctly because it ends on a downbeat, basically. I could confirm that it was warped correctly by turning on my metronome and just listening. Right? It's right on the click. So that means everything's great. Now let's see if we can play around with this and maybe combine it with my world's most basic drum beat to make something new.